Hello and welcome. My name is Evgeny Rusakov and you're watching TVP World, interview from Vilnius. On the 4th of August, the 19th government of Lithuania has resigned. On the 6th of August, the Social Democratic Party of Lithuania presented a new candidate for Prime Minister's position, a 44-year-old Inga Ruginienė. Now, Lithuania is on the verge of further changes. To discuss today's situation in Lithuania, we are joined today by the political scientist from Institute of International Relations and Political Science, Liutauras Gudžinskas. Liutauras, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming to our studio, sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
Liutauras, well, before we start discussing this possibly new government and possibly new prime minister, let's talk about the old one. So what's your take on the situation that we had with that old prime minister, now old prime minister, Gintautas Paluckas?
Yeah, the very story is rather unfortunate for Paluckas himself and also for the Social Democrats. When this government has been formed, despite public outcry because of broken certain electoral pledges, despite that, it seemed that everything will be smooth because parliamentary majority was super big, 86 out of 141, so like a constitutional majority. You can act as like a bulldozer and like enact all legislation that you want. And agenda has been rather ambitious, and actually the government over 8 months passed some important legislation that previous government was not capable of doing this, including taxation reform, also reform of social insurance, also formation of road fund on the example of Poland, and there were different achievements. But yeah.
Then there was Gintautas Paluckas and his scandals.
And although in the very beginning, at least for me, it appeared that, okay, these are just minor issues. I mean, okay, opposition started already calling to resign, but there was no such ground. But when it appeared that he didn't pay a fine that he had to pay because of the conviction of the court,
like that, right.
And he said that I forgot to do this. It was quite strange and bizarre, and it also proved that he is not as good party leader and political leader as he wanted to portray himself. And of course, the final report about European fund absorption scheme that other family members participated, including his own company.
That looked very, very, very
I think that was the final blow to his political career.
Okay, now let's move on to possibly our new government and our possibly new prime minister. So, again, it's not clear yet, but it looks like Inga Ruginienė, a 44-year-old member of Social Democratic Party of Lithuania, will be our new prime minister. And what do you think about this person in specific? I know that you know her in person, and well, after all, she's a rookie. Let's not forget about this. And some say that she might not have enough experience for a position of this importance.
Yeah, first of all, she's the most popular social democratic politician at the time, and I think that was the main reason why social democrats decided to pick her, because other candidates just vanished, or avoided the spotlight because of public backlash, because of some shady stories that they were involved in.
Even though there were some really good candidates.
Yes, as Mindaugas Sinkevičius,
Eugenijus Sabutis, for example.
Or Eugenijus Sabutis, current transport minister. So she's although she's a young, let's say, party member, she has been a member of Social Democrats only for half a year. She has quite clear leftist credentials. She has been president of Trade Unions Confederation for a decade, I think, and her views are clearly aligned with the social democratic ideology as such. She also emphasizes that she's very keen on promoting social dialogue, on cooperation with non-governmental organizations. I think that's quite new because usually our prime ministers are rather technocratic, and they think that they know the best what the country needs. Here it seems that Inga Ruginienė might offer such an attitude, which is more open to the public,
which is good.
Which is actually encouraging. But of course, as you mentioned, she's a rookie. So she has been a minister of social affairs and labor for 8 months in Paluckas government, and also a member of parliament for this period. But that's it. And given the current situation, that the coalition is quite difficult actually. Minor coalition partners are actually fighting with each other and also criticizing Social Democrats. Social Democrats also would hardly find any other allies in the parliament except maybe Farmers and Greens. So it would be quite complicated for her to steer the country and also to gain support within the party, because although she was supported rather unanimously by the presidium of the Social Democratic Party, but
there were some people who didn't vote for her.
Yes, and and maybe some heavyweights have some, let's say, a second opinion about her candidacy, and if there will be some struggles, then they might somehow backstab her or try to raise her. Visions and
I see. Okay, so let's move on. So the very next day after it became known that Inga Ruginienė would be a candidate for her post, for this post of prime minister, articles appeared that she visited Russia in 2015 and in 2018, and well, I have to mention that, as she stated, those were her private journeys to visit her relatives. And I don't see anything, well, bad in that. But still, we have some critics that say that it's not good, and so on and so on. So how much of an obstacle is this for her, just starting this possibly new position?
I think these stories that you cited is a perfect example of this increasing polarization within our society and also within the party system. On the right side, there are conservatives and they supporters in the media, that they are pushing this narrative that the center left, despite the achievements and the important contribution to Lithuania's path to European Union, NATO, etc., they try somehow to portray Social Democrats and other left parties.
As a former Soviet party.
They even now speaking about the fifth column as such. So, having this picture, it is quite natural for them start to dig in and look for weak points to attack Inga Ruginienė, and
which is natural.
Which is
natural in politics.
For them it's logical to do this. But on the other hand, I would say that this is broader society might view such attacks rather critically. They are, of course, supporters of conservatives or liberals would somehow maybe support these attacks, but other than that, others might
be okay with that.
Yeah, might be trying to say that okay, this government or Social Democrats or the new parliament is working less than 1 year, and you are already attacking them. You are trying to disturb their job, etc. And for Inga Ruginienė, it's I mean, usually if you allow for government to work for 100 days. Now,
at least to see what it's capable of.
Yes, and here Inga Ruginienė was not even given a day. She was already started to be attacked. I think it might play for the Inga Ruginienė's benefit, actually, these attacks, because if this is just the case that okay, there were private journeys, etc. I mean, most of the society still were living in Soviet Union, and they remember when KGB was coming to them and they were asking, do you have relatives abroad?
Exactly.
So here, do you, Inga Ruginienė, have relatives abroad?
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does. And what's
the problem?
Yeah, what's the problem?
Some of Lithuanian politicians claim that foreign policy won't be our new prime minister's priority. So here's the question then, should this foreign policy be a priority for our new prime minister?
It should be, but I agree with these observers that for Inga Ruginienė will be difficult to carry out proactive foreign policy. On the one hand, she is largely inexperienced in this regard, and she actually quite openly admits this. On the other hand, we have the president who according to the institution, has a primary responsibility in carrying out, although in many cases he doesn't do this, and he maybe he's more interested in domestic politics.
But let's talk about new prime minister.
Yeah, but and there is also a foreign affairs minister who most likely he's not going to be changed. So in general, I think yes, Inga Ruginienė and also Social Democrats who do not have a large competence in this field, they will be okay with this status quo. Of course, there is Lithuania will be presiding over European Union Council in 2027. So that's also a big challenge for the government, and yeah, for Inga Ruginienė herself. But when there is this big dispute who is going to represent Lithuania in the European Council, by the president or prime minister, I think Ruginienė will be happy to relinquish this duties to Nausėda.
Okay, my last question briefly. What are your predictions for this possibly new government and possibly new prime minister?
Prediction concerning what?
Concerning their work. Are they? Will they be capable of running those 3 years that are left?
I would bet that they will be able to do this. They will remain in power. But as always, actually, any Lithuanian ruling party is being punished after elections. So I would rather say, because already ratings of Social Democrats are falling, maybe they will somehow start to regain some popularity. But at the end of the day, I think yeah, they will lose elections. But I'm hopeful that certain plans that they have will be implemented to increase welfare of Lithuanian people, although actually time is very difficult, also because of geopolitical turbulences and because of Lithuania has to raise the expenditure on national defense, which also then squeeze budgets of education, healthcare, social affairs that also are quite dear for the Social Democrats.
I guess there's nothing more to add, Liutauras, and I really have to thank you for joining us today, and then, well, let's see what the future brings us.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I would like to remind our viewers that our guest for today was a political scientist from Institute of International Relations and Political Science, Liutauras Gudžinskas. You're watching TVP World. Stay with us.